hotel room because it's going to be a wedding rehearsal the night before.
Well, yeah.
Okay, and then the wedding the next day. So I've got the expense of driving to East St. Louis, plus my motel, and then my meals and so on then during this time. So I perform the wedding the next day, and after the wedding, I get a handshake from the groom, and that's it.
Oh.
That's it? Didn't he say
That
thank
was
you?
it.
Did he say thank you?
No!
Oh.
Just a handshake. But I had the expense of driving over there and back, my motel room, my meals and so on.
That's when you annul the wedding immediately. You got to find somebody else
I
to
never
do
thought
it.
of that. I never thought of that.
Oh, man. A little rain in the forecast for today, and then sun comes back out. And you know what time it is?
Oh, what time is it?
We want the bunk. Give us the bunk.
It is time for the bucket of bunk, you say.
Betcha. Celebrity birthdays today.
Yes.
Keyboardist Neil Doty of REO Speedwagon, 74 today. Singer-bassist Geddy Lee from Rush, 67. Ken Burns, the documentary maker, 67
One of
today.
my idols. The Civil War documentaries on PBS are
I
fantastic.
love the baseball documentary.
The baseball one as well,
And he
yes.
did one on World War II, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, he
So-
did.
yes.
He did.
TV personality Tim Gunn from Project Runway is 67 today.
Peter Jennings, news
Yeah,
anchor,
that's
ABC
right.
Evening News,
Singer.
born in Toronto, Ontario.
How old is he now?
Well, he passed away in 2005, but if he had
well.
been alive, he was born in 1938. So,
Do the math.
yeah, do the math. About 7 years.
48 today.
You
was
big
in,
Star Trek fan?
The old Star Trek.
Yeah,
I don't like the new Star Trek. And he was also on Big Bang Theory.
he was. He was also. He got to start on Stand by Me.
That's right.
Stand by Me.
I remember
Also,
that movie.
Charles Schwab, American investor and entrepreneur, born in 1937 on this day.
All righty.
Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia,
Uh-huh.
was born in 1924 on this day. And Theda Bara, you know who that is?
Who?
Theda Bara.
No, it doesn't ring any bells with me.
How about you?
Nah.
The actress that originally played Cleopatra.
Okay.
And she was born in 1885.
All
I
right.
guess she was a well-built lady if she played Cleopatra.
She was a very attractive, ample woman.
Okay.
Yes. And Benito Mussolini, 1883, fascist dictator.
Yep, dictator of
El
Italy.
Duce. Yes,
during
El
World War
Duce.
II. All righty. I got one more for you.
Who you got?
1796. Walter Hunt.
I did not get that one. But I've got one other one for
Do you know who he is? Do you know who he is, though?
No.
Do
who?
not.
Inventor of the safety pin.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
So there you go.
Well, there you go. You also missed John Sykes.
John Sykes.
Thin Lizzy, White Snake.
Ah,
Here I go
okay.
again on my own. Yes.
I wonder how many women carry a safety pin in their purses. My guess is most of them.
Well, you know, I'd have to wonder about that because how many women these days still carry purses?
Well, you might be surprised. They may not carrying them around with them everywhere
Right.
they go.
But still out in the car.
Out in the car, or maybe they'd sit it down somewhere.
Good point.
Most of the women I know carry purses big enough that if you were to set it in the floor,
Yeah.
Yep.
if you tripped over, it would serve as a doorstop.
It's one day
That's
have rolling
use number 2.
wheels on them like
Number
luggage.
3 would be if you ran into it and tripped over it, you'd break your toe.
Yep. Now, see, my wife prides herself on being one of those women that doesn't carry a purse, but she's got one of those big beach bags, and she fills that up and carries that with her everywhere. I said, well, that's the same thing as a purse.
Now,
Well,
see-
I don't see women carrying
Now,
purses
see-
into the funeral home when they come for visitation.
Now, see, the
if you-
question is, what do they put in those purses that make them so heavy?
That's a good question. That is a good question. We need to call in an expert on that.
842-3715. If
Yes.
someone can tell us
Yes.
what's in your purse.
Well, we got
Yes.
lipstick in there probably, maybe a compact.
Yeah.
A brush, hairbrush, coin purse maybe. I'm trying to think what my wife used to carry in there. But those are the things that come.
Books, cards, tissues.
Yeah.
An ink pen.
Say, Grandma had an endless supply of candy. I don't know where that came from, but there was always candy in the bottom
The
of that
kitchen
purse.
sink.
Yep. A brick, just in case of a mugger.
You guys are going to get in trouble here in a minute.
I got one
betcha.
for you here, Mark. Died on this day. Vincent van Gogh
He passed away. on
passed
this
away
day.
in
Okay.
1890 on
All
July 29th.
Okay.
As well as Ellen Berlin, the wife of Irving Berlin.
Okay. This date in history, 1981, Prince Charles married Diana.
Yes, yes. Also, NASA was created. On this day in 1958, the U.S. Congress passed legislation establishing the National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
1914, transcontinental telephone service in the U.S. became operational with the first test conversion between New York and San Francisco.
1976, the son of Sam started terrorizing New York on this day.
65, the Beatles' second feature film, Help, had its
Yes.
world premiere in London.
Also in 65, the 101st Airborne Division, 4,000 paratroopers arrive in Vietnam, landing in Cam Ranh Bay.
Come on, Bay. Right. 1975, Gerald Ford, president, becomes the first U.S. president to visit the site of Auschwitz, the Nazi concentration camp.
And that's ironic because on this day in 1921, Adolf Hitler became the leader of the Nazi Party. So a little...
Yeah, I saw
Full
that.
circle
I just
there.
marked it out because I don't want to remember.
Well, no, we don't want to remember that. I'm just saying it's ironic, the symbolism of an anniversary like that.
Yep. 1997, major day in history.
1997.
Yep.
What do you got?
Members of Congress from both parties embraced compromise legislation designed to balance the budget while cutting taxes. It's the last time that
Last time that happened.
they've compromised on anything.
And I will tell you that the one thing that suffered after that was the military. A lot of money taken from the military, a lot of downsizing due to that. I was in the Air Force, and we lost almost 40% of our personnel due to that downsizing.
2004, Senator John Kerry accepted the Democratic presidential nomination at the party's convention in Boston with a military salute and the declaration, "I'm John Kerry, and I'm reporting for duty." I don't remember him saying that. I don't
don't
remember
either.
him being nominated. And in 2009, Microsoft and Yahoo announced a 10-year internet search partnership
Yep.
under which Bing would replace Yahoo Search as the companies agreed to take on the overwhelming dominance of Google in the online
Hey,
advertising market.
speaking of the internet, let me, before I forget this, throw this in here. I would strongly encourage people who are on Facebook to be very, very careful about friend requests, or what I got yesterday was, and it came from people who are my Facebook, well, I don't think it came from them, but it came from someone purporting to be one of my friends, and it was saying something to the effect that I am in a video. And did you guys get one
I
of
got
those?
one of those as well.
Don't open those
No.
things, folks.
I didn't
Don't
know
open
anything
those
like that.
things.
It is a virus. They will immediately clone your Facebook and start
Right.
sending those out in your name to your friends as well.
Exactly. Exactly. Do not open those. And even
I
sometimes if I get a friend request from someone that is already on there, I think, wait
Double
a minute.
check.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I get a friend request from someone and I don't know who it is,
Well, I don't
even
accept
though I
those.
have mutual friends, I'll look at Tina and I'll go, "Hey, do you know this person?" And sometimes she'll say yes, other times she'll be like, "I don't know," so automatically delete.
Well, those of
Oh,
us
yeah.
in radio, we get these kind of things.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
do. All the
People
time.
think they know us and we should know them, and we don't.
That's why I've got a professional page and then a private profile. And if you're not part of my friends or family, you don't even know my private profile exists. If you do a search of my name, it'll come up as my professional profile.
Okay.
And rather than friend requests, I get follows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a way around it right there.
But we know that's a fake Facebook page because he's not professional.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
You had to know that was coming.
I knew it was coming. I opened the door. At least you walked
You
through
did.
it.
You walked right into that.
Hey, I got a little today in music history for you there.
All right,
Mark.
bring it on.
1963, with the U.S. charts full of hot rod songs, Capitol Records sent out disc jockeys a list of car terms and phrases to help promote the release of Little Deuce Coupe from the Beach Boys. 1965, you already mentioned that Help came out. 66, the date book published Maureen Cleave's interview with John Lennon. That's the interview where he said that the Beatles were now bigger than Jesus Christ.
Yep, I remember that.
Big mistake.
Yes, huge mistake. Big uproar, bonfires, protests. 1967, The Doors started a 3-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles chart with Light My Fire. And
That was their
Like
first
mine.
number one.
that was their first #1 hit. It reached number 49 in the UK.
All right.
1968, the first recording session of the Beatles' 7-minute Hey Jude took place at Abbey Road.
What a great song.
Oh, great song.
What a great version.
Do you know that was written?
7 minutes long. I know what that
Yes.
was used for.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And
you-
radio.
And you exactly. And you know that was written about John Lennon's son Julian, which had a great one hit.
Would
with,
you like to guess what was the bathroom song back when I first started in radio in 67?
67, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida.
That's what I was just saying.
No.
Iron Butterfly, and I got
No,
a Vita.
no, the station I worked at wouldn't have played that.
No?
No. I'll give you a hint. Simon and Garfunkel. What song would have been a long song that would have given you an opportunity to run to the restroom and get back in time before the song ended? By
I don't know.
Simon and Garfunkel.
That's a good question. What song would
Yeah,
be
I
long
don't know.
enough? I
The
don't.
Boxer.
The Boxer, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Boxer.
Well, I knew it couldn't be Bridge, and it couldn't be Hello Darkness.
Nope.
So,
All right.
and one final piece of music history for you. 1974, Mama Cass Elliot passed away in her sleep.
From the Mamas and the Papas.
Yes.
Probably of heart disease or maybe something else.
I would think so.
Yes. Yes. They said it was heart disease, but or a heart attack, but we would say it was
Yeah,
probably
what,
not
What might have
natural.
triggered that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably some mind-altering substances.
Yes.
Maybe.
Could have
You
been.
never know.
Could have been.
You
Hey,
never
just
know.
a quick heads up. You know, I've got the trivia today.
Yes.
So, and this is for the listeners out there. I'm a preacher, so it's going to be Bible trivia.
All right.
Interesting.
All right. Question of the day.
Yes.
Are you planning a late summer vacation with school starting in less than a month?
And we had some interesting turnout. I would have thought this would have been a little skewed a little differently, but believe it or not, we had 114, that's 75% of the vote, saying no,
All right.
with only 38 people saying yes, and only one comment today.
All right. Question of the day coming up.
Hi, I'm Paul. Isn't it nice when you can keep things simple? Well, now when you switch to Sprint, you can get both an unlimited plan and the all-new Samsung Galaxy S10 included for just $35 per month per line for 5 lines. Plus, Sprint's doing things differently, and now offering a new 100% total satisfaction guarantee. I mean, I think Sprint's network and savings are great, but don't just take my word for it. Try it for 30 days, love it, or get your money back. So, why wouldn't you switch to Sprint? An unlimited plan and the Galaxy
Hi folks, this is Sandy at Gill Sales. Listen up, Speed Queen has just announced that they are extending their warranties on all Speed Queen washers and dryers to 10 years through September 30. That's an additional 7 years of warranty on some models. Couple that with our $68 off per set offer on our electronic control models for our 68th anniversary and business special through August, and wow, what a deal. If you've been thinking about a new Speed Queen washer and dryer, now's the time to take the plunge. Come see us at Gill Sales and Service, 1605 West Main in Fairfield.
When describing traditional products like checking or savings accounts, many banks use the words personal banking. At F&B, we like to focus on the personal side of that term. How? By always applying personal attention, by always delivering with personal care, and by treating you like a person, not an account. F&B, Banking Business Life. Member FDIC.
Celebrate Star Spangled Savings all summer long at Herschel Johnson Implement in Albion with great deals from New Holland. You can get 0% financing with approved credit, cash back, and more on select New Holland tractors and hay equipment. But don't wait, these offers will end soon. So stop by Herschel Johnson Implement, Highway 15 East in Albion. And don't forget to check out our website, hjohnsonimp.com.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when the music world lost Janis Joplin? Anwar Sadat was elected president of Egypt. A grand jury in Ohio blamed the Kent State shootings on the students. Muhammad Ali was back in the ring for the first time in 3.5 years. Brooks Robinson led the Orioles past the Reds in the World Series. The Cleveland Cavaliers played their first game in the NBA. Doonesbury debuted in the newspapers. The first issue of Money's Worth magazine came out. And so did all these songs.
See me, feel me, only just begun. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I know it's only make believe. Look what they've done to my song, my house. It don't matter to me. Indiana wants me. She's a gypsy woman.
Well, now you've got the clues. The answer and a piece of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
I'm Marlene. I smoked and got macular degeneration, so I don't see very well. If this happens to you, you could need eye injections every month like I do. My first tip is find a doctor that you could trust. My other tip is before they put that needle in your eyeball, look as far away as possible.
Smoking can cause loss of eyesight.
Developed by the CDC. For help quitting, call the Illinois Tobacco Quit line at 1-866-QUIT-YES.
October 1970.
I'll be there. The Jackson 5 and I'll Be There, the top song of October 1970. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I'm Mark Turner, Jeremy Smith, Dave Rick across the table this morning. And that question of the day, with school starting in less than a month, are you planning a late summer getaway vacation?
Yes, and like I said, we had a very skewed, one-sided poll.
Overwhelmingly yes
overwhelmingly no.
No, really?
Yes, with only 114 votes, 75% of the votes saying no.
They're not even going to go.
Not even
Why
going
do
to
you
go.
think that's so?
Well, I think because of the fact that school is less than a month away, so they're having
Right.
to buy school clothes, register for
Yeah,
school,
right.
school supplies.
Higher gas prices now, tighter budget restraints. Matter of fact, the
And
only
then
comment...
I think right after school starts, we'll get property taxes.
Yes,
So, I mean,
yeah, so it's right there, back to
kinda
back, boom,
like
boom.
bing, bing,
That's
boom.
something
Yeah,
I
right.
never, ever have done. is
Paid
take-
property taxes?
No, I've paid plenty of those.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. No. Take a vacation. Never could do that. When I worked here, my wife, Pat, she couldn't get off of her job as a nurse. And when she could get off, I couldn't get off. And we just never did.
You know, we try to get out every couple of 2-3 years, but this year it just didn't happen. We planned it, and the air conditioning went down and cost us our vacation.
We always try and take a few small trips. You know, 3 days here. You know,
Right.
a couple of days here. Take a 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend. Couple of days here, a couple of days there. Not that I mean, we took a couple of week-long vacations this year for some reason. I don't know why we decided to do that, but
well, we know you had a good time doing it.
It just kind of fell into the holes this year, I guess.
I'll tell you what, I was glad it did. It gave me a chance to come in here and sit in your seat and get a little time in there. And I tell you what, it's a big seat to fill.
Well,
that is a big seat to fill, my friend.
It's because got a big
Hey, before you get back to the bunk, though, before I forget this, I want to give a big amen to Mike Dreeth's commentary this morning.
Yes.
That was a profoundly stupid statement by that Congress lady to say that nurses spend, in small hospitals, of course, spend a lot of time playing cards. My wife was a nurse for nearly 40 years. And if she were alive today, she would have blown a fuse, I'm telling you, because, you know, first of all, before we got married, she had just started nurses training through the IECC nurses training program. Okay. And so while we were dating, and then even continuing after we got married, I watched her do all the work that was necessary to get that 2-year course degree and eventually pass the state board. If you think it's tough, folks, it is more than that to get through a nurses training program.
Oh, yes.
And then I saw her when she would come home after putting in her shift. She did not spend time playing cards, and I would suggest that very few, if any, nurses have time to play cards when they are on duty.
Oh, exactly.
That was terrible.
Yes, it was. And I'll tell you what, whenever that statement was made, me and my wife had long conversations about that. My wife is also a nurse, 30-plus years, LPN.
Yeah.
And very, very poor choice of statement to make. We'll just say that.
Lion King continued to take in the lion's share of earnings in the
Yes.
North American box office. It's no pun intended.
Yeah.
The remake of the 1994 Disney movie finished in the top spot for the second straight week, earning an additional $75.5 million. Went and saw that What a good movie.
Really, I've
I
not
was
seen.
very
I've not
impressed.
seen the newest one. I'm
very
on the
impressed.
fence. I worked at the movie theater.
It was a little more dark, a little more graphic than
More
They
adult
went into more
themed.
detail than the original.
Right. See, I worked at the movie theater in Harrisburg for O.L. Turner when the original came out.
Uncle
And-
O.L.
That's right.
Uncle
We've talked
O.L..
about this, about you being related to O.L. Great man. Miss the man. A great boss. And I tell you what, that original ran forever. If this thing has near the run the original has, it's gonna dominate the records.
Coming in second, Quentin Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Rounding out the top 5, Spider-Man Far From Home, Toy Story 4, and Crawl,
Yes.
which I don't know anything about.
I don't know anything about Crawl. I know about Spider-Man and Toy Story, but I do know also over the weekend the actress who voiced Minnie Mouse passed away.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, Russie Taylor, or Russie Taylor, depending on which site you look up the phonetics on, died at the age of 75 in her home in California on Friday. Working alongside the Disney Corporation as Minnie Mouse, she spent 30 years voicing that character.
All right.
Cause of death? Not yet known.
Dave Rigg, our guest this morning. What's going on, Dave?
Oh, lots of things. You know, I keep quite busy pastoring a church, producing gospel time, producing bluegrass gospel, taking care of things around the house now without a wife. You know, that means I got to do the laundry, I got to do the dusting and the vacuuming and the grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff.
And that brings us to our next topic. Finding a wife for Dave.
Oh, that's right. You guys,
Yes.
you guys have. Mike Dreeth first threw that out there.
The contest is coming soon.
It is. Oh,
Yep.
we're going to have a contest,
Yep.
huh?
Find a date and more with Dave Rigg.
That's right. That's right.
Now,
No.
I do have a veto power on this, don't I?
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
There's always a veto.
And you know, if we play our cards right, maybe she'll win the mystery voice contest and take
be able
you
to
out
take
to
you
eat.
for lunch.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
There
that
you go.
could be.
2
There
for
you
1
go.
deal.
Good.
2
All
for
right.
1.
Of course, you are the voice of Edwards County sports.
And listen, that's going to start before too
That's
long.
less than a
Yes.
month away.
Yeah, the Edwards County volleyball team will be starting. I can't remember the exact date, but it's
It's mid-August, like the 18th, 20th, somewhere right
something
in that
like that.
neighborhood.
And
Right?
we're going to have a new coach this year, and so that's going to be an added kind of a. And so we won't be doing that on radio, the volleyball, but I will be webcasting it on the NFHS network, and then of course football starts the next night, and that I will be doing on WOKZ.
So that is August 30th.
Yes.
For football.
So yeah,
Where does Edwards County go for the first game? I had that written down, and
Oh, I'm trying to think.
you're at home, aren't you?
You
First
know,
game?
Edwards County only has 4 home games this year.
Yeah, you got the 5. You got the
like
4,
5 on the
4
road
and 5
4
this
on
year.
the
Yeah.
road. And it's going to be interesting to see what Joe Rivers is able to do this year. I mean, last year, you know, we make the playoffs, have a winning season. And the bad part of that is that many of the players who were very, very instrumental in making that a successful team graduated. And so, and even then, the one returning starter that I think would have been an anchor for this year, he tore an ACL in the baseball season, and he's going to miss the entire football season, and maybe get back by the middle of the basketball season. Andrew Rotram, I'm speaking of. So it's going to be interesting to see what Joe Rivers is able to do, losing all those upperclassmen.
But you mentioned volleyball for Edwards County. They've
Yeah.
got quite a few kids coming back. this
Yeah,
year.
and of course Edwards County traditionally has a very good volleyball team. Some better than others, but very. I've been covering volleyball now. I don't know how many years, and I can't remember a season where Edwards County's volleyball team was what I would call poor. I mean, they always came through with a very strong winning record, and the new coach, Jessica Knockmoose, was a star volleyball player for Edwards County. Was a member of the team that Linda Oxby took to the state finals, and Jessica has picked 2 of her former teammates on that team that went to the state finals as her assistants. Monica Moss and Mariah McDaniel are going to be her assistants. So it's going to be a whole new regime, whole new coaches. But I think it's going to be an exciting volleyball season.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
And I think, we can't say this for sure, but, it's always an interesting matchup when Edwards County plays Fairfield.
I was just going to mention Fairfield's got a lot of kids coming back.
Yeah, I think Fairfield's going to be tough this year. I'll tell you what, of all the volleyball coaches that I have seen in covering volleyball for several years now, there are two coaches that stand out to me. First of all, Linda Oxby, and second, Chet Snyder. Chet does a tremendous job of teaching of volleyball skills to these girls. And usually when Edwards County and Fairfield plays, it's the Volley for the Cure game. And I think it's not nailed down and carved in stone, but we might be able to do those two games between Edwards County and Fairfield, volleyball games, on the radio as well on WOKC. So that's in the works.
All right.
Fantastic.
Okay. You know what this week is, don't you?
What is this week? Shark Week?
Yes.
I thought
it
that
is
was it.
Shark Week
Yes.
on the
What is
Discovery
Shark Week?
Channel.
That is a week of nonstop shark programming on Discovery and a few of the sister channels.
More than 20 hours of original programming will keep viewers glued to the screen. In addition to all the documentaries set to air this year's Shark Week is rolling out its first ever original movie.
Really?
Capsized. Blood in the Water.
I wonder how it'll compare
Josh Duhamel, Tyler Blackburn, and Bo Garrett.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonder how that's going to fare compared to Sharknado. Did you ever see Sharknado?
Oh, I've seen all of them. I've been watched all of them one weekend.
Really?
I saw the first one. I was going, and I thought, this is just about dumb and stupid enough. I'd enjoy it, so I watched the rest of them.
Oh yeah, and every one of them was just as enjoyable as the first
I
one.
love the fact that they always had a very recognizable face, big star.
Yeah.
And he was in there for about 5 seconds, and then he got 8.
Yep.
Okay, now, suppose you have spent the time to watch many of these movies and documentaries on sharks, okay?
Yeah.
Now, you get a vacation, and you're going to the beach somewhere in Florida, California, whatever. After watching all that, would you be less inclined to go swimming in the ocean?
Oh, not at all.
You wouldn't?
No, not at all.
But I wonder how many would.
Because I don't go swimming in the ocean. I go out so far and I turn around and come back.
Really?
Well, you're still out there in the water, though,
Yeah.
where the sharks are.
See, my wife won't step foot in any ocean. She said a lake or a swimming pool. That's it. She won't even get in the ocean.
When we were down in Florida, we saw some people fishing, and they caught 5 or 6 sharks right off the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Who were about, I don't know, yay big.
And those
something like
guys
that.
can bite.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We took a shark fishing trip when I was stationed down in Texas.
And went to the zoo a few years ago, and over at St. Louis at the zoo, they have where you can feed the stingrays. Okay, but in there also there's several sharks who are, a couple of 3 feet, 4 feet long, something like that. And there's big signs that says, "Do not feed the sharks." Well, you stick your hand down there with the
Isn't that inviting
with the
it?
food.
Yeah.
And those sharks are, to the point is they'll come up and just cut off one of the stingray to get to that food.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know about all that.
And I
don't know about all
I just
that.
keep thinking to myself, I sure hope
So what
somebody
did those
didn't-
guys who caught while they were fishing shark, what did they do with them? Did they
released them back?
They set them back in the water?
Well, yeah, why not? It's the circle of life, my friend.
I don't know. Survival of the fittest. They were dumb enough to get caught. Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Well,
Yeah.
they were too small. They had to throw them back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know that these are potential man-eaters. I believe I'd have thrown those rascals up on the beach
I don't
to
know
dry
that they
out.
were, I don't know that they were great whites that he pulled back in.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, you
Well, there
never
are all
know,
kinds of
so,
shark,
Yeah.
Yeah, I say there is a big variety. Got another documentary here on the list. It has nothing to do with Shark Week, but did you hear about Kim Kardashian West's new documentary? She's going to be making a documentary about prison reform for the Oxygen Channel. Says here the documentary called Kim Kardashian West, The Justice Project, will follow Kim as she travels to a correctional facility in Washington, D.C. The documentary is going to focus on programs that aim to offer higher educational courses to those that are incarcerated.
All right.
So that might be interesting.
Okay.
What's the big attraction of Kim Kardashian? I don't
idea.
know that I could care less about what she's doing.
You know, there's a lot of these so-called celebrities now that I've questioned how and why are they famous to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's influential on Instagram, all of a sudden they're famous. Someone tweets the right thing, suddenly they're famous.
Pseudo.
Now, wasn't her dad
Yeah.
Robert Kardashian the guy that
Yes.
was one of the attorneys that represented OJ?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And,
Now him, I could see, finding out a little bit more about.
But then Bruce Jenner, who later became Caitlyn Jenner,
Yes.
got
Yeah.
involved in the family. I guess he and
I don't know what the
Kim's
mom's
mother
name.
were married.
Yeah.
At one point.
I think they still are, actually.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't keep up with that. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Let's say a 17-year-old girl is recovering in Colorado after she was gored by a bison Saturday at a national park in North Dakota.
Saw some video on that.
Yeah, said the girl was walking along a trail near a herd of bison at the Theodore Roosevelt National Park when she passed two bulls that had been fighting, and one of them charged and tossed her 6 feet into the air.
That, to me, there is another example of ignorance. Why would you even want to get close enough for something like that to happen, especially if you've got two bulls fighting? You know, I mean, they're going to be mad anyway, and they're going to take their temper out on anything close. I mean, that's in the list of stupidity.
There's no other way to put that.
Yeah.
No other way to put that.
All right. Are you a fan of the campfire?
I am a big fan of the campfire.
How about you, Dave?
Oh yeah, I like to build a campfire and go outside, especially in the fall and in the spring and in the summertime when it's real hot and you got skeeters out there. It's not so much fun. But
researchers at the University of California at Davis are conducting a couple of different studies to better understand how the campfire affects the health of people.
Really?
I guess it depends on what you do around the campfire.
Right. I said, where do you sign up for that trial?
Well, okay. The researchers involved say the data will help understand the long-term effects of exposure to smoke plumes, possible links to cancer, and the mental health of people who suffered trauma from having to be evacuated from a wildfire, I guess.
Really?
One study will concentrate on the daily lives, property, and health of people in Butte County prior to and after the massive fire that burned through more than 150,000 acres and killed 85 people. The other study will look at women who were pregnant during or right after the fire to study the health of mothers and their babies. See, I think you're comparing apples to oranges.
Exactly.
You are.
Campfires and forest fires are two different animals.
Two different animals.
Not to mention, taking someone that had to be evacuated from a forest fire and setting them next to a fire is like taking a veteran with post-traumatic stress disorder and shooting a rifle over his head.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's a very smart idea.
No.
But who knows? Maybe there's something there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm interested in seeing where they go with that. I'm still trying to figure out where you sign up for this NASA test. They want you to lay in bed for 6 months.
6 months?
6 months. It's to study the way human muscle mass deteriorates in preparation for long-distance orbital flights and long-distance flights to Mars. And they want people to lay in bed for 6 months.
And, of course, that could have more benefits as far as folks who are in coma, folks who are bedridden for long periods of time.
Right.
So there could be some health benefits.
There really could. But, so if you want to lay in bed for 6 months, just
Not
call
me.
NASA.
Not me.
I don't know.
No.
I did that for a while. We called that, I believe that was somewhere in my 14th year. We just called that being lazy.
Well, yeah.
Until I was told to get out of bed and go mow the yard.
Get out of bed.
Get
Get
out
a
of
job.
bed. That's right. Cut your hair.
Stay off my lawn.
6 months, though.
6 months in bed. Can you imagine? Imagine 6 months and 1 day later when you try to stand up out of bed.
Oh, yeah. The muscle tissue would just go to flat.
Oh, yeah. Atrophy. Atrophy alone.
Yeah.
You'd stand up and your legs would be asleep and you'd be going, pins and needles,
Oh,
pins
yeah.
and needles.
Bowl of jelly, probably.
Yep. Hit the ground like Wile E. Coyote accordioned off the cliff there.
I would think that would also affect the ability of your internal organs. to function properly.
I would think
if
so.
you're always in a reclining position.
You know, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah,
I had
not just
thought
the
about
muscles,
that.
but your heart, your lungs, intestines, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, this guy in Hawaii is auctioning off a number 23 jersey.
Really?
Yep.
The famous number 23 or just a random number 23?
Not Michael Jordan's 23, though.
Well, then I'm not interested. Well, now take that back. What about Sandberg?
Not Sandberg.
Well, then I'm not interested.
Oh, I'd probably
LeBron.
LeBron. Yeah.
Nope.
Really?
It is not LeBron.
23.
It is the number 23 basketball jersey that former President Barack Obama won the year a school won the Hawaii State Championship.
Oh, I did see that this morning.
I didn't think
player,
about that.
A player 3 years behind Obama at Punahou High School in Honolulu kept the jersey because he didn't return it when he wore it on junior varsity. The high bid as of Saturday, $26,000. Heritage Auctions is expecting the winning bid to reach $100,000. Runs through August 17th.
Really?
Some people got more money than sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've got the basketball jersey that was given to me when I was in the 5th grade at Bone Gap Grade School. When they closed the school, they made it possible for you to come in and, if you knew which jersey you had.
Yeah.
You could get it, and I knew that I wore number 21, and sure enough, it was still there, and so I've got that hanging in my closet at home.
All right.
Wow.
I've got an old football jersey.
I don't have anything
remember
like that.
the old mid '80s, the tearaway jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've got one of those.
Really?
That,
Okay.
It only had to be repaired once.
Really?
Yeah.
See, all I've got is an old band uniform.
And I've got
Well,
I've
that's
got an old
okay.
band
I
uniform.
think I've got a
It's-
couple of old baseball jerseys too. So.
I don't have any baseball jerseys. I got basketball jerseys, but nothing like that.
No, these were ones that belonged to me, not necessarily somebody else.
Right. I say I've got an old band uniform. That's all I've got. Got the gold tassel
Nothing
under the
wrong with
arm,
that.
big furry hat that stands tall on your
Oh,
head.
you
So
got
you got
the
a
hat.
marching
I got the hat.
band.
Hey, I
Yes.
want you to wear that tomorrow, and then I want to watch it on YouTube here.
I will try to dig that out. I
Don't
will
you
try
think
to
Marky
dig that
ought to
out.
have that tomorrow here
I think so.
with that big?
Dave, it even had the ruffles on the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
The purple little outline on the
Yeah.
gold ruffles.
Yeah.
It straight out of the early 70s. Polyester.
Oh.
You
as
still
hot
got
as-
that?
I do. I've got the whole. I've got
Wear
the whole
your
outfit.
band uniform tomorrow.
I could wear the
Or
hat.
You probably can't get
I
into
say I
it.
could wear the hat. I couldn't wear the
I was
uniform.
gonna
I could
say
wear the
you
hat.
probably couldn't get into it.
Yeah, there's been a few years go by since
Yeah,
then. But
I don't think I can get in any of my football, any of my old jerseys.
right.
Well, I know I can't get into that 5th grade basketball jersey. I
All
might be
right.
able to stick my arm in it.
All right, Dave, you've got trivia, Bible
Yes.
trivia for us this morning. Give us those questions.
Oh man, we're a little early here. Okay, all right.
Let's,
This is considered the Bible Belt, correct?
Yes.
I would say the far northern edge of the Bible Belt.
Yeah, right.
the buckle.
Now I'm going to start out pretty easy. Okay, these are not. How many questions do you want?
Let's go with 10.
All right, first 10. In what city was Jesus born?
All right. Go
You know
ahead.
that one? All right. How many books are in the New Testament?
I think I know that one.
All right. What type of insect did John the Baptist eat in the desert? What type of
Okay.
insect? Okay. Who were the first apostles called to follow Jesus?
Okay.
And I'm going to have, oh, by the way, I've got multiple guess on this too
Okay.
when we come to the answer.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Because when I was in high school, the teacher always said, we're going to have a multiple guess test today. Not multiple choice, but, you get to guess on it. Okay. All right. That's what? That's 4. Number 5. How many people did Jesus feed with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish?
All right.
After Jesus was arrested, which apostle disowned him 3 times? Now, see how easy these are, guys.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you've really
They're
got to
pretty
be
easy.
pretty ignorant of the Bible not to know these. Okay.
All right. There you go, Dave Rigg with our Bible trivia for this morning.
Yes.
It's coming up.
Carnaby is and has been a classic in Fairfield's downtown for 39 years. In a world full of trends, their small boutique brings to your wardrobe the best brands and design. Quality never goes out of style. This season is marching on. Carnaby summer clothing is now half price. Be watching their Facebook page for Carnaby's National Girlfriend's Day Out this Thursday, August 1st. Open daily from 9 to 5, including Saturday and Thursday until 7.
Tired of being hot and bothered by all the summer heat? Give me a call at Finley's Refrigeration in Fairfield. Not only will we fix your problems and cool your home or business, but we will save you a lot of money and sweat in the process. We sell the best and service the rest at Finley's Refrigeration, Heating and Air. Give us a call at 618-599-9888. That's 618-599-9888. Finley's accepts all major credit cards, checks, and cash.
Take a break from cooking this week and let Gotzi's Restaurant in Carmi cook for you. You can buy a $10 gift certificate for only $7 at the Big Deal Store on WFIWradio.com.
Grandpa!
Hey, kiddo. I hear you're turning 7. What would you like for your birthday?
I want a bouncy castle, a popcorn machine, cotton candy, the Easter Bunny, chicken fingers, and a baby brother.
The Easter Bunny, huh? No problem.
Really?
Parties, celebrations, and event of all sizes, they have you covered. Tables, chairs, tents, and bounce houses. See how easy it is to bring your event to life. Hunter Landscape and Rentals, 302-1438.
WFIW 104.9 and WFIWradio.com. About 13 before 9 now, and Sheldon Bunning from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler has joined us on the phone. Good morning, Sheldon.
Morning, guys.
Let's talk about this morning. Let's talk a little bit about the service department, because our cohort Jeremy had some issues last week, and he got some good service there at Le Mans.
Hey, we try. We got a good bunch of guys back there.
You guys keep pretty busy with the service department. I know you've got the you just bring your car in, they can change the oil lickety-split for you.
Yeah, we've got the express lane that's no appointment needed for oil changes, tire rotations. We've also got an appointment rack as well if you need to call in and make your appointment. If you want something guaranteed, we can do that. Our guys take a lot of training every year to be up on this stuff through Chrysler and General Motors both. So just a good bunch of guys, knowledgeable guys, and we try our best to keep you happy.
And you can get tires right there at Le Mans as well.
That is correct. We can get about any kind of brand of tire. We got a state-of-the-art tire machine and balancer as well as an alignment rack.
Okay. Sounds like a good deal. So if you need service, just give the service department a call.
That's right. Jeremy Hill is over the Chrysler side, and Jason Thomason's over the GM side, so either one of those guys can fix you up.
All right, getting close to the end of the month, and that means that you'll be getting into the back-to-school sales, right?
That's right. The future is uncertain, so we know what we have now. So we have some great deals now. We don't know what. I think Thursday's the first day of the month.
Yeah.
I don't know what Thursday will bring, but we know what we've got now. Got some good programs on our 19 Buick, 0% for 72, I think, on several models. Got some big programs on the Jeep products as well. I've got an 18 Renegade that we've got priced dirt cheap. We need to move it. It's my last new one.
Price to sell.
That is correct. Also got some of those. I got a couple of Renegades and I think maybe a Compass left that we've got that were former service demos or service loaners. Got those priced to sell as well.
All right, sounds like a pretty good deal. If you need a vehicle, just stop in and see Sheldon or Matthew or Gabe or
Matthew or Jeff, Caleb. One of us will get you fixed up.
All righty. As always, thanks for joining us, Sheldon. We'll talk to you Thursday morning.
All right. You guys have a good week.
All right. Sheldon Bunning from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler. Check out their entire inventory online at lemansonline.com. Time to check that radar weather. It's brought to you this morning by the Conard Financial Group.
Before going on vacation, you need to know what to pack. Preparing for your financial future is similar. Without proper planning, you could very well be left out in the cold. I can offer you a variety of investment strategies designed for your specific needs. Call me, Chris Conard, at 842-7855, located at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield. Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned. Give us a like on Facebook.
Fairfield area forecast, an 80% chance for rain today with a high 82. 60% chance tonight, low 68. For tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 85. Mostly sunny, 82 on Wednesday. For Thursday, sunshine and 85. And for Friday, sunshine, high of 88. Overnight, low 72. Yesterday's high was 87. Currently, humidity at 68%. Winds from the south at 10 miles an hour. Pressure at 29.98. Partly cloudy right now, 80 at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Nothing showing up anywhere in the immediate area in terms of precipitation this morning. Radar weather brought to you this morning by the Connard Financial Group. And we're back on Morning Coffee on this Monday morning. Dave Rick with trivia this morning.
I got the questions.
All right.
And like I said before, we're going to start out easy. All right. If you do any Bible reading at all, or if you've been to Bible school or go to Sunday school classes or go to church and listen to sermons, you should know the answers to these questions. But I promise you, in subsequent visits, I'm going to have more Bible trivia, and they're going to get tougher because I want to see how much Mike Dreeth knows about the Bible. If he's going to be a Sunday school teacher, he should know a little bit about the Bible,
You want to
right?
see Mike Dreeth sweat?
Yeah,
there you go.
We're going to make him sweat.
All right.
And these are multiple guess. Multiple guess.
I don't know that some of them will need them, but
Okay. In what city was Jesus born? A, Jerusalem, B, Nazareth, C, Bethlehem, or D, Olney?
Bethlehem. Bethlehem.
Bethlehem.
You don't think
got
it was
Olney and Bethlehem all mixed up there, but it's Bethlehem.
Okay, now, let me ask you this question: What designation or what importance does Nazareth play?
That's where Jesus grew up. That's where
he grew up.
Mary and Joseph
Mary and
moved
Joseph were
after,
residents of Nazareth.
Yeah,
right. Okay. All right. Question number 2: How many books in the New Testament? A, 71. B, 27. C, 61. D, 26.
I'm going to go with. For
This
some
guy-
reason, I was thinking 23 at first, and then I was thinking, well, maybe it's 32 turned around, but it's 27. Okay.
See, Jeff Vaughn out here, standing out here, I consider him your trivia king. And he seems to stand in the sidelines. Oh, you think Mark is? Well, I don't know, but you seem to come up with the answers, Jeff, a lot quicker than some of these guys do. All right, question number 3. What type of insect did John the Baptist eat while he was in the desert? A, grasshoppers, B, spiders, C, locusts, or D, ants?
I would say B. Spiders.
I'm going to say grasshoppers.
Locust. I should have known because locust is in the Bible everywhere.
Yeah, it was locusts. Locusts, yeah. The word grasshoppers appears in the Old Testament when the spies went out from Israel into Canaan land to see if this was a ground that could be conquered by the Israelites. They came back and they said there are giants in that land and they make us look like grasshoppers. Okay, so grasshoppers does appear. I don't know that spiders ever appears.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing that word in the Bible. Anyway, question number 4. Who were the first apostles called to follow Jesus? A, Peter and Andrew. B, Matthew and John. C, Mark and Paul. Or D, James and Judas.
Peter and Andrew.
I was thinking Peter, so yeah.
Peter and Andrew, right. See how easy these are, guys? Except you missed one already.
I missed one. Well,
All
so
right.
did you.
Yeah, I missed one.
Yeah,
I missed 2. I actually missed 2.
You missed 2? Which
I
one
missed
did
2.
you
The
miss?
grasshopper.
Oh, you missed the
and the
grasshopper?
books.
And the book. Well, okay.
Yep.
All right. How many people did Jesus? This is an easy one here. How many people did Jesus feed with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? A, about 10,000. B, about 15,000. C, about 5,000. Or D, about 1,000.
I'm thinking about 10,000.
I'm going to say 5.
Nope, 1,000.
You know, this is what's interesting. The Bible says about 5,000. The tricky part of this is that many times only the men.
Yeah, they don't count the women.
Were counted.
They didn't count the women and the children, and so some Bible commentators would say that the number could have been 10,000 or more. That's the reason I put that in there. But actually, the Scripture says he fed 5,000. Okay.
All right.
After
So I get a half point.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we'll give you a half on that
There
if
you
you
go.
said 10,000. After Jesus was arrested, which apostle disowned him 3 times? Now, if you guys missed this
Judas.
Judas, yeah.
You guys missed that one 3 times now. Which apostle disowned him 3 times?
That's right. Judas was the 30 pieces of
A
silver.
is Judas, B is Peter, C is John, D is Paul. The answer is Peter.
Peter.
And in fact, Jesus had said before the Last Supper that he said, when Peter boasted that he would never leave the Lord Jesus Christ, he would never forsake him, Jesus says, you will will deny me 3 times before the cock crows. Okay? All right, next question. Now this one might be a little tougher. Who recognized Jesus as the Messiah when he was presented at the temple as a baby? A, Simeon, B, Herod, C, Lazarus, or D, Martha?
Lazarus.
Give those choices one more time.
All right. The choices were A, Simeon, B, Herod, C, Lazarus, or D, Martha.
Vaughn knows.
I don't know, but I'm going to throw Herod out there.
No, Herod was the king who
He
wanted to kill him.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And Lazarus was the one that Jesus raised
Rose.
from the dead, who was a very close friend of Jesus as he was an adult. And Martha, of course, was one of the 2 sisters, Mary and Martha, who often prepared meals for the apostles. And she was the one who busied herself.
Who some people now claim are apostles.
Well, yeah. Anyway, the answer is Simeon. At the temple, Simeon was the one.
All right.
Okay. He was a godly man, righteous man. All right, next question. Who asked Pilate for the body of Jesus after the crucifixion? Was it A, Mary? Was it B, John? Was it C, Joseph of Arimathea? Or D, was it Mary Magdalene?
Now, asked
for the body of Jesus after he was crucified. And of
Okay.
course, then took it down from the cross and placed it in a tomb.
Okay.
Who did that?
Mary Magdalene, I think.
That's what was popping out in my head, too.
Joseph of Arimathea.
Peanut Gallery is rocking it out there.
Yeah, Jeff's coming right
got
through.
it.
You guys
Yeah.
are a little shaky on this, but anyway. All right, 2 more questions. Paul was shipwrecked on what island? Was it A, Malta, B, Patmos, C, Cyprus, or D, Crete? Those were all islands, by the way. Which one was Paul shipwrecked
I'm
on?
thinking Cyprus.
See, I thought Crete.
You guys missed that one, too.
Really?
Boy, Jeff's really coming through out here. This boy must go to Sunday school quite a bit. He does. Okay. It was Malta. Okay. Patmos was the island that John the Revelator was imprisoned on, and that's where he wrote the book of Revelation. Cyprus and Crete, I'm not sure that
I
they...
will remember that for the next question.
Yeah, that will come up in days to come.
I remember that one. I remember that one from the
You
song.
guys tuck that away in your memory bank.
No,
that will
you
come
gave
up.
us that question before we
Yeah,
started. Who wrote the book of Revelation?
Yeah, I'm helping you guys out here, see, for future times. All right, last question. What is the shortest book in the New Testament? Now, this could be a little tricky. Is it A, Titus, B, 2 John, C, Colossians, or D, Amos? Shortest book in the New Testament. Titus.
I'm just going to guess
2
and say
John.
Colossians.
Colossians, huh?
I really don't know the answer to that one.
Shortest book in the New Testament. In other words, contains the fewest verses. Oh, I think I even got Jeff on that one.
Wow.
Because actually 3 of the choices are New Testament books and are very small or short books, but only one of them is the correct answer because it has fewer verses. Amos, by the way, is in the Old Testament, so that's wrong. We know that. The correct answer is 2 John. 2 John. So there you go, guys.
Bible trivia.
There we go.
Next time I come,
we'll know
more
that
Bible
book of
trivia.
Revelations. We'll know who wrote the book of Revelation.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Dave Rigg, as always, thank you for joining us. Jeremy, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.